I'm going to move on here to eye contact, and I'm going to read something from about.com, Women in Business. And again, eye contact, if you know much about Asperger's, it is very difficult for us. And I have uh, done a lot of forcing myself to do it, and right now there's a little blue light, and I know that it's going to eventually look like I'm looking at you when I look at this light. And to me, I know that people in our culture feel like this is a trusting thing and an open thing, and it's very normal in our culture. And I also know, because I've read about it and because I've been told about things, that if I look away, you might think that I'm shifty. You might not trust me, or you might think that I'm cold and that I don't want to let you in, or that I'm being coy. And that's not it at all. What I feel when I look directly at someone is that I am invading you. That's your space. And to me, eyes are very much windows to the soul. And they're very beautiful. And I can get very overwhelmed just looking at someone's eyes. Doesn't matter what they're saying, what they're doing. If I'm looking at your eyes, I am in your personal space. And you're in mine if you're looking at mine. And suddenly people who are strangers are automatically, to me, intimate. And it is not comfortable for me. So what I would usually do is I will look away for a while, and I might look at your shoulder, I might look at your hair. I'm not going to reach out and feel it. I might look at your nose. I very often will watch people's mouths moving because I miss some of the things you say. I'll just hear sounds and I'll miss parts of it, and I can partially catch more of it. So it's partially like lip reading, not totally, not even close, but I can catch more of it if I see your mouth moving. Your eyes don't talk to me. This does. So I will very often look at someone's mouth to understand what they're saying. And my God, that one has gotten misread a whole lot of the time. And the biggest time has been if you are on a date with someone for the first time, or you're meeting someone for the first time, and it's someone that is, you know, for me, someone who is the opposite sex, I am looking at their mouth. Okay, that gets read as, from what I've understand, from what people have told me, it gets read as, I want to kiss you. That is not it at all. What it is I want to understand what that word is you're trying to say. I don't hint. I'm not going to stare at something I want. If I wanted to kiss you, I would say, and you can write this down if you want to. What I would say is, I want to kiss you. It's not that complicated. I just spit it out. I don't do the little tricks, the little games, or the little, however it is, I think I don't do that stuff. So I'm just honest, and that doesn't come across very well in any kind of social situation. The only time that it seems to be okay is in very, very intimate situations, and I'm incapable of doing the whole fake thing in public. So I am always going to be intellectually, verbally, morally intimate with everyone. I'm going to be very straightforward. But I also have this expectation, which gets me in trouble, is that people are going to be very physically respecting of boundaries. And it does not work that way. And when I am, they're not respecting boundaries, so they're touching me. I'm looking at their mouth, and I can't tell you the extent of trouble I've gotten in over that. When to me, I'm being intimate with them. To them, I'm being intimate because I'm looking at their mouth, and I'm not. To me, they are being intimate because they're feeling my hair, and they are. So, I try not to just stare at a mouth, and I will look around at different things because, I'm bending a little bit. I understand that it can make them uncomfortable or can make them misread things. But it is very hard. I can't, communicate with the whole world of strangers and say, don't feel my hair. Don't reach out and stroke it. Don't pet me. To me, it's just wrong. And so And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but where I'm finding most of that problem is in women who have something other than the common kind of hair, the majority kind of hair. So I heard a young woman with red hair talking about it, and I heard several women with very curly, natural African American hair. And so my hair is, it's always big. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but people do feel me, and I'd like. Did you ever see that this sci-fi commercial where a woman is in a elevator and a man comes in and he gets too close and spikes come out all over her clothes? Now she didn't hurt him, and I love this. You know, it's like whoa, back off, and you know, it's just, you know, hey buddy, you want to remember your. There's the line. You stay over there, I stay over here. For me, the most part, it's not men who do it, though. It is women. So let me move on to eye contact, and I will read this from Women in Business at about.com. I'm only going to read a little part of it. And it says, eye contact in most Asian, African, and Latin American cultures. Asian, African, and Latin American cultures. Extended eye contact can be taken as an affront or a challenge of authority. Generally, only sporadic or brief eye contact is considered acceptable. This is particularly true in Asian cultures where people from different professions or social levels, for example, in China and Japan, children show respect to elders by not making intense eye contact. Employees would not make eye contact with employers. Students would not force eye contact with teachers, etc. I'm going to stop. Well, no, I won't. It says these cultures do not view avoiding eye contact, looking someone in the eyes, as rude or disinterested, or even as necessarily being submissive. Instead, avoiding eye contact is usually interpreted as being simply polite or reverent. I don't have the, social hierarchy thing. So someone, that I perceive as my equal, which is going to be everyone, I will glance at them and I'll look away. I don't want to force that feeling of challenge or affrontation. To me, it is rude. Rude is what the feeling I have on the inside, that this is rude, I'm being rude, or that the other person is being rude. So for me, the only time extended eye contact is appropriate is if it is an intimate relationship. So again, between me and my grandchildren, between me and my children, this is going to be fine. Between me and a very close lady friend or something, it's going to be fine for a limited period of time. The only time it's intense and extended is during sex. Other than that, it's not okay. So intense and extended, and I don't care if you are a nun or a preacher and you meet me at the library and talk to me. If that's going on, then they are being too intimate with me. And that is how I feel. It's how a lot of other cultures feel. But because I am in the middle of the United States, I am in a white community, I'm, fairly normal to look at. If I don't participate in, to me, this extremely inappropriate, intimate act of direct eye gazing for long periods of time, people are going to tell me either I am shy, submissive, or I'm being rude by looking away, or they will assume that I am being shifty by looking away. And I don't know why that is, but I do believe that it's a learned behavior from social cultures, and I don't believe that it comes naturally. Right now, for me, if this were an eye that I'm looking at, this would absolutely have to be an intimate relationship for me to be looking at this. And this is one of the most unnatural sensations in the world to me. Okay. I'm going to go on to personal space.